Temperatures dropped to -50 degrees Celsius. Giant predators hunted them. Food was almost gone. But ancient humans didn't just survive the Ice Age, they thrived. Here's how. Imagine this. It's 20,000 years ago. You're standing in a frozen wasteland. Snow covers everything. The temperature is -40 degrees Celsius. Your breath freezes before it hits the ground. Outside your cave, a 12-foot saber-toothed cat is hunting. Your children are starving. You have no warm clothes, no fire, no shelter. Should you die right now? Let's understand what we're talking about. The Ice Age wasn't just cold weather. It was World War Z meets the Revenant. First, temperature. Global temperatures dropped 10 to 15 degrees below today. In some places, it reached -50 degrees. That's colder than Antarctica. Second, predators. Woolly mammoths, woolly rhinos, cave lions, saber-toothed cats, giant bears. All of them were 2 to 3 times bigger than modern versions, and they were all hungry. Third, food. Plant life was almost non-existent. 90% of animal species went extinct. Hunting meant you might go 3 to 4 days without eating. Fourth, daylight. In northern regions, you had 4 hours of daylight, 20 hours of darkness. Your body was designed for 12 hours of each. 5. Water. Everything was frozen. No running water. You had to melt ice just to drink. By modern standards, this should have wiped out humanity completely. But we didn't just survive. We multiplied. We spread across the planet. We became the dominant species. How? Let's reveal the 7 craziest survival methods. Method number 1 sounds impossible. Method number 3 was so brutal you won't believe humans actually did it. And method number 7, scientists only discovered it 10 years ago. It changes everything we knew about Ice Age survival. Let's start with the methods that saved millions of lives. Method number 1, fire control. Humans didn't just find fire, they mastered it, and this was their first superpower. How did they do it? They carried fire like a living organism. They never let it die. If fire went out, it meant death. Cold, starvation, predators. They created fire pits that could last months. They stored burning embers in insulated pits underground. They traded fire between tribes. A family could travel 100 miles carrying a torch, never letting it extinguish. But here's the insane part. They discovered that different woods burned differently. Pine for quick heat, oak for long-lasting warmth, birch for waterproofing. They created fire libraries, mental maps of which plants created which fire. This knowledge was passed down for 10,000 years before writing existed. Without fire control, humans would have died in the first Ice Age. Method number 2, clothing innovation. Ancient humans created the first Gore-Tex 20,000 years ago. No factories, no machines, just brains and bone needles. Here's what they figured out. Fur stays warm when wet, hair doesn't. So they made inside clothing from hair, smooth, wicks moisture, and outside clothing from fur, waterproof, traps heat. They used sinew, animal tendons, as thread, stronger than modern nylon. It expanded when wet, creating a waterproof seal. They created layered systems, underwear, shirt, pants, outer coat, boots, gloves, hood, 6 to 7 layers total. Each layer trapped air. Air equals insulation. But the crazy part is they dried their clothes with smoke, not fire. Smoke. The smoke coated the fibers with tar, making them completely waterproof. Archaeologists found 20,000-year-old clothing that still repels water today. Method number 3, cannibalism. Yes, they did this. This is the survival method nobody wants to talk about, but it happened, and it was rational. During extreme Ice Age famines, when hunting failed for weeks, when children were starving, groups made a choice: let everyone die or eat one person to save the rest. Archaeological evidence is clear. Human bones show cut marks from stone tools. They butchered humans like animals. They extracted marrow from bones. They cooked human flesh. This wasn't ritual. This wasn't warfare. This was starvation survival. One adult human provides 120,000 calories. That's enough to keep 4 people alive for a week. In a famine, that's the difference between extinction and continuation. Recorded evidence shows this happened at least 12 times across different Ice Age populations. Every single time it was their last resort. Modern humans judge this, but imagine your children are dying. You have no food. You find a dead body. What do you do? Methods 1 through 3 were brutal, but methods 4 through 7 get even insanely smarter. Method 4 used technology we're only rediscovering now. Method 6 was so effective, it's still used by Arctic survivors today. And Method 7? It's the reason humans exist at all. Let's reveal the remaining survival methods. Method number 4, mammoth bone housing. When trees were gone, when wood was impossible to find, they used what was available, 12-foot mammoth bones. They built entire houses from mammoth skeletons. Jawbones became door frames, rib bones became arches, skulls became walls. They covered everything with mammoth skin and dirt. Archaeologists found a 20,000-year-old mammoth bone house in Ukraine. It housed 15 people. It stayed at 15 degrees Celsius inside when it was minus 40 degrees Celsius outside. They created fire pits inside the houses. The heat rose through bone channels, warming the entire structure. This was central heating 20,000 years before the Romans. They even created furniture, bone beds with fur mattresses, bone tables, bone storage containers. One house lasted 50-plus years. When bones rotted, they replaced them with new mammoth bones. This was the first permanent architecture in human history. Method number 5, collective hunting. 1 human versus a mammoth equals death. 50 humans versus a mammoth equals dinner for a month. They developed coordinated hunting strategies that required 10,000 words of communication. They created languages specifically for hunting. Here's how it worked. 100 hunters would surround a mammoth herd. Some would drive them towards a cliff. Others would wait at the bottom. Some would use fire to panic the animals. Others would throw spears from a distance. They created mammoth traps, pits lined with sharp bones hidden under snow. They'd drive mammoths into the traps, then kill the immobilized animals. One successful hunt equaled 3,000 pounds of meat, enough to feed 50 people for 2 weeks. They didn't waste anything. Bones became tools, fat became fuel, skin became clothing, tendons became thread, teeth became jewelry. Everything was used. This was zero-waste living 20,000 years before the environmental movement. Method number 6, hibernation-like state. Scientists only discovered this in 2019, and it's mind-blowing. During extreme winters, when food was impossible to find, ancient humans entered a state similar to hibernation. They'd find a cave, build a fire, gather in a tight circle. They'd slow their breathing, lower their heart rate, reduce their metabolism by 30 to 40%. Bone analysis from ancient Ice Age humans shows they spent 3 to 4 months per year in this state. They weren't sleeping, they were in survival mode. Their bodies broke down muscle but preserved organs. They lived on stored fat. They barely moved. They barely spoke. They conserved every calorie. When spring came, they'd wake up, their bodies would rebuild muscle, they'd hunt again. This is why modern humans have winter depression. Our genes still remember this hibernation state. We're programmed to slow down in winter. This survival method is so effective that Inuit people still use variations of it today. Method number 7, brain enlargement, the real superpower. Here's the truth, nobody wants to admit. Our brains got bigger during the Ice Age, not smaller. Before the Ice Age, average human brain, 1,350 grams. During the Ice Age, average human brain, 1,500 grams. That's 15% larger in just 20,000 years. Evolution usually takes millions of years for that kind of change. Why? The Ice Age was so brutal that only the smartest survived. Natural selection went wild. The dumb ones died in the first winter. The ones who couldn't make fire, couldn't build shelter, couldn't hunt mammoths, they were gone. Their genes disappeared. The smart ones, they reproduced. They passed on their intelligence. Over 100 generations, humanity got significantly smarter. The Ice Age didn't just test our survival skills. It forced us to evolve. It made us the species we are today. Without the Ice Age, we wouldn't have language, we wouldn't have technology, we wouldn't have civilization. The Ice Age made us smarter, and that's why we're still here. So these 7 methods saved humanity from extinction. But here's the question nobody's asking. Can we still use them today? And more importantly, should we? The answer might change how you prepare for the future. Here's what we can learn from Ice Age survival methods. Number 1. Fire knowledge equals modern emergency prep. You should know how to start fire without matches. Keep a fire starter in your car. Learn which woods burn longest. Practice fire building once per year. This knowledge could save your life. Number 2. Layered clothing still works. Buy moisture-wicking underwear. Add insulating layers. Add waterproof outer layer. This is still the best cold weather system. Modern science confirmed what Ice Age humans figured out. Number 3. Community is survival. Ice Age humans survived in groups of 50 plus. You need 5 to 10 close people you can trust. Not followers, not friends on social media, real people. In emergencies, community is survival. Number 4. Zero waste living. Use everything. Don't waste food, don't waste resources. This isn't just environmentalism, this is survival. When resources are scarce, waste is death. Number 5. Emergency food storage. Ice Age humans stored 2 weeks of food minimum. You should have 72 hours of food in your home, in case of power outage, in case of disaster, in case everything goes wrong. Number 6. Mental preparation. Ice Age humans trained their minds to survive extreme stress. They visualized survival scenarios. They practiced calm under pressure. You should do the same. Meditation, breathing exercises, stress management. Number 7. Intelligence is your greatest weapon. The Ice Age made us smarter. Modern problems require modern intelligence. Keep learning, keep solving problems, keep adapting. Adaptability is survival. These are not just history lessons. These are survival skills you need today. The world is changing. Climate change, economic collapse, natural disasters, pandemics. We might not face another Ice Age, but we are facing new survival challenges. And the same principles apply. Community, knowledge, preparation, adaptability. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Modern humans are softer. We've forgotten how to survive. We trust power grids. We trust supply chains. We trust governments. But what if they all fail at once? Ancient humans trusted only themselves. They knew fire. They knew hunting. They knew shelter. They knew community. They knew survival. You can't go back to the Ice Age, but you can learn from it. Learn fire building, learn hunting basics, learn emergency prep, build real community, develop skills, not just dependencies. Your great-grandchildren might need this knowledge. The question is, will you pass it on? If this video opened your eyes, hit like. Subscribe for more history that changes how you see the world. And tell me in the comments, which Ice Age survival method shocked you the most? I read every comment. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.